Walls of Jericho trailhead on the Tennessee side, but I want you to see this. Look at all these wood-borne bees. They're enjoying the wood that this signs are made out of. The back side the same. Not quite as many of them, but they are enjoying the... Alright, well, we're fixing to get on the trail. We'll take you along. It's that Dodge bees. Well, first taste of Mother Nature. Alright, the first portion of the trail just works along this bluff. It's quite pretty when the leaves are off the trees, but as you can see we have limited view. But you can kind of see down into the base of the bluff. Anyway, we're fixing to be dropping down. There's a little stream bed up here that will drop down using its path. Anyway, kind of pretty. Be back in a little bit. Right, here's where we cut down. You can see the little stream we're going to follow. Been a lot of water lately, so we should be plenty of water along the trail. That's why we didn't carry much. The beauty of this place is it's so close to the house. Although we're still kind of partial to North Carolina. Alright, let's get walking. A little stream we're following. We're about to turn away from it. We'll see some springs along the trail here in a little while. And a lot of these streams, they go underground. It's kind of the nature of this area. So I'm not sure if this one would run into a cave or not, but we won't get to find out on this trip. Alright, be back in a minute. This is one of the little spring areas I mentioned earlier. Comes up from the base of this bluff. Anyway, like I said, there's plenty of water on this trail in the spring and fall. Summer times it can get pretty scarce, but there's generally water. We didn't come down last summer during the big drought and all the fires. I guess that'd have been the time to find out, but we chose to stay home. Oops, she's in trouble. Gotta help her out. Catastrophe averted. Anyway, it's a pretty good bit of water considering it originates right here. Alright. Somebody doesn't want to get any mud on their feet. We'll be back in a little bit. We just crossed this road. Sorry I didn't take any video while on it, but I think it's for the horseback. But I would imagine they can, since it's graveled, I imagine they can also bring down vehicles should they need to rescue or firefighting or whatever the case. Anyway, we're still working our way down the ridge. Kind of give you an idea what it looks like. Much the same, but it certainly has the smell of April in the air. All right, we'll let you go. It's another little spring right in the trail. Follows the trail for a little bit, then cuts off. All right. Not sure why I'm videoing this, but hey, might as well. Be back in a little bit. So we're on one of the little benches, so we're not going down much. We will in a little bit, but there's a mud pit that I think the local animals love. I don't know if it's a salt lick or what it is, but apparently they like to get in there and play around because it is, you can see how deep it's been carved over time, and you see the hoof prints. There's a lot of water around here, so I don't think they're trying to lick the water off the top of the mud. I think it's a mineral that's in there, is my guess. Anyway, something, maybe someone out there knows what it is and why, but it's kind of neat. Okay, back in a little bit. All right, we're on the final downhill approach trail. I think the light area off in the distance is the bottom. We'll be trending down until we get back down to the stream, or down to the stream. You can kind of see the terrain. There's no breeze here. We're below the rim enough to where we don't feel any breeze, so it's hot, humid, sticky, buggy. Typical summertime, late spring weather. I don't know if you can hear the stream at the bottom. That's not wind, that's the stream. So there's a little bit of rapids. Anyway, I'll show you when we get down there. Check back in a little bit. Alright, we finally made it to the Tennessee-Alabama line. So the trails on the Tennessee side is about 11 years old. Kind of where we're at. I told you earlier, I thought we were on the last downhill push. Well, we weren't. We had a little bit of uphill, and now we're trending back down. So, we'll see how it goes. Check in later. Well, down there's the stream. Now, the way I understand the rules, in Alabama, you can camp anywhere on the preserve, or the land management area. Tennessee, you can't. So the Walls of Jericho are in Tennessee, so technically you're not allowed to camp there. People do. You can see their little campfire, their trash, but we're going to try to stealth camp up one of these streams, I think. At least we'll take a look at it. We'll just wander around and see what's what. But yeah, we can see the stream for the first time. There's not as much rapids here apparently because it's quieter. Anyway, we'll check back in a little bit. Alright, so we're down to the stream. We're going to cross it and head back up in there and see what's up in there. I'm not sure the name of the creek. I think it's Turkey, but Turkey may be the next one over. I think there's 5 streams that come together down here. And I'd have to look at the map before I told you. Alright. We're going to take a break, change our shoes, and slide across. Check back in a minute. Alright, look at this. See if we can get across without dropping the camera or falling. And yes, it is cold. Well, that's that. Find me a place to put my shoes back on and we'll keep moving. And I think right there will do. Check back in a minute. We'll cross again. Trying to follow somewhat of an animal trail. Alright, we're going to go a little further and check in a minute. We picked a site near the creek. Kind of humid, but it's we want to be near the water. And we're right up against the Tennessee line, so there's no, we're within the rules. I do want to show you this though. These little plants, if you're ever up and hiking in Tennessee, I don't know if you can see the little barbs on the, they'll eat you up on the naked skin. It has a real painful sensation for, I don't know, 15-20 minutes. So stay away from them. Alright, check back in a minute. Alright, so we have set up camp and played in the water. And now we're going to cook some steaks. This is a rarity for us. Normally we eat as cheap as possible food, but we decided to go ahead and do steaks this particular meal. They look good too, don't they? Kind of a anniversary thing, maybe birthday thing.
Your birthday, not mine.
Yeah. So we're going to chill back by the creek, cook some steaks, and relax for a change. Lord knows we need it. So check back in about a second. Alright, we've broken camp. Now we're going to walk downstream a little bit and go find some place new to look at. But as you can tell, you can't tell where we camp. We try to take it serious, to leave no trace principles. Alright, check back in about a second. One more stream crossing before we get back to the main trail. You should be no problem. If you're wondering if it's cold, it is, but it's not North Carolina cold or cave water cold. It is pretty cold. Alright. Check back in a second. Alright, we're past the creek crossing. Boots back on. Now we're back at the trail. By the way, that's Tennessee. This is Alabama. We're going deeper into Alabama. Alright, we'll check back in a second. Just walked over this snake. I don't know if it's... No, it's non-venomous. No, now's the time to move, huh? Anyway, my wife has a problem paying attention to little things. Alright, check back in a second. And oh, by the way, this is Mill Creek we've been following. Alright, I'll let you go. Alright, this is this pretty neat little spring. I don't know that it has a name. It's not named on my map, but this is coming out of a cave system. Cold. That's good water. It runs out into the main creek. I'm going to show you around a little bit. And we will check back in a second. Well, someone's tore down the sign. It goes up to the Alabama parking. Alright. See y'all in a second. We walked up to Hurricane Creek through the horse camp. And now it looks like the beavers have dammed up Hurricane. This is going to make it interesting. Because the idea was to cross it. And I really don't feel like crossing the swamp. We'll go a little further down this trail. We'll see what we see. So, got us a stream crossing. This is Hurricane, and then down there I think is where the beavers have it dammed up to. So we're not gonna worry about changing our shoes. We're just gonna go ahead and just cross and walk out with our wet boots. Not something, considering we do a lot of caving, this is not uncommon for us. It's knee deep. A lot of sediment. Let's see. We can see. Yeah. Alright, we're probably going to stop and have a bite. We passed the snack. Now we're going to start heading out. We're heading back to the main trail. Excuse me. Let's see what we're going to do when we get up here. We may walk over to the cemetery. Then again, I may decide to just head on out. I'm kind of worried about the gate closing at the parking area if we get out after dark. I'm not sure what the rules are when it comes to the gates. I'll check in a little bit. We've decided to go ahead and walk on over to the cemetery. One of the things you pass on this trail is this gnarly old tree that continues to live, and I don't know how. Surely doesn't want to give up. Alright, we'll check in a second. So there's a second bridge that you have to cross if you're going over to the cemetery in the main camping area. It's kind of leaning though, as you can tell. Many people don't like it because it leans. But if you're confident in yourself, it's not a problem. I'm not sure which creek this one is. I'll check it here in a minute and let you know. Alright, about to be able to show you the cemetery here in a second. When you cross the second bridge, you end up in a field. This is where the Clark family cemetery is. Kind of a pretty view. Alright, so here's the cemetery, and as you can tell, it's old enough to where most of the headstones are just rock. And as secluded as they were, I would imagine it's pretty much standard, except we have one, Joseph Clark. Died in May 11th, 1881. Born May 9th, 1835. I don't know how they would determine who was who. Leighton Cooper. Sarah Pruitt. Cooper. I guess. Mary Clark. And like the others are just rocks. It's hard to tell who's where. Alright, well, we're not going to make it to the walls today. I don't think we're going to. If you want to see the walls, I've got other videos out there that shows the walls. Anyway, that's the main camping area. You can tell all the traffic and everything, fire rings and so on. And it's right next to the field. By the way, the field, when the lightning bugs are out, is amazing. There's so many lightning bugs. It just lights up the field. Alright, check back in a second. Next to the cemetery you have the creek. There's two creeks here, but they're actually one. It's an island in the center. And you're able to camp out through there. Should just be able to find a place, but it is kind of snaky. This is the water that comes out of the walls. You can see the bridge down there. Alright, check back in a second. We stopped and drank our fill here at the spring. It'll be long, we'll be heading up slope, sweating a lot, so we're gonna went ahead and got hydrated, filled up everything, and now we're heading out. I don't imagine I'll take much video on the way out, so we'll talk about the creeks and everything once we get to the top, if I can have sufficient time. Anyway, y'all be back in a sec. Let's see. It's the best I can do, I'm afraid. If I get a better spot, I'll video it for you. All right, we've made it back. The three primary creeks that flow into this area are the Mill Creek, Hurricane Creek, and Turkey Creek. And there's smaller stuff that flows in to them, but those are the three primary creeks that tie in together right here. So we are going to pack up and find something to eat. Take care.